Tonight, food, fun, and farmers took over the quad for the College of Agriculture's annual Ag Day.
Hi, I'm Molly Jones with Beaver News. We are at OSU's annual Pet Day put on by the veterinary school at Magruder Hall. And this little guy right here is a gosling.
Finally, we'll have our music news beat on tonight's episode of the Beaver News. Good evening and welcome to your Tuesday night edition of the Beaver News. I'm Hayden Wilcox.
And I'm Molly Jones. We're glad you could join us this evening.
Bull riding, duck racing, and line dancing. Those are just some of the activities that went on the quad today as the College of Agricultural Science held their annual Ag Day. This year's theme was preserving tradition, advocating today, and growing tomorrow. Today, the Beaver News reporter Hayden Smith went out to see what Ag Day was all about.
Today marked the start of this year's Ag Day, an annual celebration of all things agricultural at OSU.
So the goal of today is really just to bring all of the clubs within the College of Ag out and really showcase the different parts of agriculture, in part with the theme and really how important agriculture is to all of us, and just showcase that to our community.
However, while the day was full of fun and games, some OSU students gathered to promote an assortment of clubs and organizations.
We're just here trying to promote our social and professional fraternity. What Alpha Gamma Rho is all about is developing men for the future, betterment of agriculture. And it's really an agriculture-based fraternity. So we like people that come from an agriculture background, either grandparents have a farm, they live on a farm, or they're involved in ag in some sort of way.
The OSU Vitis Club supports the winemaking and viticulture program at Oregon State, so grape growing and winemaking. It's been a lot of fun. We have a ring toss, we have a photo booth, we have a walking grape that runs around, and it's been a lot of fun today. So.
The celebration continues tomorrow, where there will be a canned food drive benefiting the OSU Food Bank. This has been Hayden Smith for the Beaver News.
OSU Pride Week is in full swing. Hosted by the Rainbow Continuum, an organization that supports LGBT students and their allies at OSU, the theme of this year's Pride Week is Pride, the Next Generation. If you missed yesterday's events, not to worry, there are plenty more coming up this week. This year's celebration includes game night, a sex toy making workshop, a sleepover in the MU Quad, and much more. For a full list of events, visit the Rainbow Continuum's website.
And tickets just became available for the Rainbow Continuum's drag show happening this week. As part of Pride Week, you can go see your favorite drag queens and queens strutting their stuff in the MU Ballroom on Friday at 8 p.m. Admission to the drag show is free, but you'll need to pick up a ticket if you want to get in. Just don't forget that this year's tickets will be sold in MU 103 this year instead of Snell Hall, which is where they have been for the previous years. There were quite a lot of events planned for this year's Moms and Families Weekend, including a fashion show put on by the Memorial Union Program Council.
But what does it take to put together a fashion show of this size? We sent Beaver News reporter Ashley Van Pelt to get the story behind the runway.
This past Saturday, MUPC presented Identity Fashion Show. Models showcase clothing from student designers and local retailers. But what does it take to put on a fashion show?
From Fagan's Beauty College, and I brought some of my students to style the models today for the annual Moms Weekend fashion show here at OSU. We styled 46 models and some staff as well, so altogether probably maybe like 53, 55, something like that.
Freddie and his beauty school students took up to 4 hours to perfect the model's hair for the night's town. The event itself took much longer to put together.
We've been working on this event probably since fall term, the middle of fall term, I'd say. So we've been working on this show for about 7 months, I think, something like that.
And all of that coordinating paid off.
I've attended this show for the last 3 years, so it was really cool being the coordinator behind it, or one of the coordinators behind it. It was absolutely amazing, and things were running so smoothly backstage. It was almost like people were too calm. We were like, what's gonna happen, you know? But things went off without a hitch, and like I said, the models had a blast, so it was awesome.
This show included pieces from local artists and retailers.
We just wanted to get our name out there and our fashions out on campus.
All of the coordination and teamwork from the night's organizers produced an amazing show that students and parents were glad to be a part of. This has been Ashley Van Pelt with your Beaver News.
And Ashley found out that members of the Fagan Beauty School volunteer their time to help out organizations that need a little bit of beauty help right before an event. The Cesar Chavez Cultural Center is getting involved in Pride Week tomorrow night with an event called Queer, Undocumented, and Unafraid. Tomorrow's event will be held in the International Living Learning Center from 7 to 9 p.m. and will investigate what it's like to be both undocumented and queer. Featured guest speaker Javier Hernandez has agreed to discuss the obstacles he has overcome and how multiple communities can join together in the fight for social justice.
LEAP at OSU and APASU want you to take a bite out of culture. Tomorrow from 5:30 to 7 p.m. in the MU Ballroom, the groups will host a free event called Cultural Bites, where students can savor cultural dishes made by OSU students. This year's theme is Healthy, Delicious, and Affordable Rice Dishes. Students are invited to come see how these dishes are made and try them for themselves. Tickets are free but required to get into the event. If you'd like to get a taste of another culture, you can grab your ticket in Snell 149.
How do you express who you are? As part of Pride Week, Seoul LGBT Multicultural Support Network presents Crossroads Within, performances at the intersection of identity. This multimedia event celebrates the ways that people express themselves as people of multiple identities. Whether they convey their multifaceted identities through drawing, poetry, juggling, or cooking, Seoul hopes to include performers of all forms of expression. Submissions for the event have already been accepted, but all are welcome to enjoy the multimedia performance at the Native American Longhouse on Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m.
The Portland Trailblazers' very own radio voice, Bill Wheeler, will be visiting Oregon State campus tomorrow. Wheeler will be speaking from 12 to 1 in the Snell Hall, KBVR Studio A. Wheeler, 2007 Sportscaster of the Year, will talk about what it's like to having broadcasted over 1,000 Blazer games since working with the team. In addition to broadcasting the games with live coverage, Wheeler is also known for having his own talk show on 95.5 The Game entitled Wheels at Work.
Furry faces, feathered friends, and crazy costumes could be found on Saturday for the first ever pet costume contest during OSU's Pet Day. On Saturday, I was given the opportunity to meet a few of these cute critters for our report of Pet Day. Animal lovers flocked to OSU Pet Day to celebrate the one-of-a-kind relationship between people and their pets.
We just like come in here and just enjoy ourselves with our family, and we like just, the dogs, seeing all these different breeds and all the people, and there's usually a lot of smiles and a lot of stuff going on.
Welcome to the first ever Pet Day Pet Costume Contest! Woo!
The costume contest was this year's newest addition to the annual event. The fashion statements were as diverse as the animals themselves.
Well, Leanne is wearing a sundress.
And Archibald's wearing pajamas that say waiting for Santa.
This red carpet performance was a bonding experience between humans and pets.
We've had Poncho since he's been 8 months old, and he was our very first llama. We handle him a lot. We show him in a lot of different venues, and so he just gets handled and loved. If you work with them, they're awesome pets. They become desensitized, and they will, they'll do stuff like this. They're really awesome.
No matter what kind of animal they chose, we learned one thing for sure about these pet lovers. They take their animal companionship seriously.
They're like my kid. I mean, they make a little mistake, and I correct them, and they learn from it. They're really good. They're loyal to me, so they're part of my family.
I believe in you. Way to go, Leanne. This is Molly Jones with Beaver News.
So Molly, what was your favorite part about Pet Day?
It was hard to choose a favorite part. It was huge, but I think I really liked that llama in the bee suit.
The llama in the bee suit with the sunflower. I thought that was fantastic. So did they end up winning?
Yes, they were the champions of the event. So
how many costumed animals were there?
A ton. There was every type of animal, like goats, cats, everything. So it was impressive. Quite a turnout.
So do you think there was a wide variety of domesticated animals and farm animals here?
I think so. Surprisingly, there were, really of any kind of pet you could have. Mm-hmm. There were I got to hold the gosling. There was a ferret shelter and
a ferret shelter?
Yeah, there were a lot more things that we just couldn't show all of it in the...
Yeah. I bet there was a lot of extra footage. Gosh. Did you see a lot of, like, dogs there, too? I heard there was a lot of dog programs.
Yeah, there was probably every breed of dog possible.
Every breed of dog.
And, yeah, and there was something called, like, a dog wash, which I've never seen before.
Really?
They just lined up the dogs like a car wash and just hosed them down.
Are you serious?
I think it was a fundraiser for the veterinary school.
Well, that's fantastic.
It was very funny.
So you got to meet rabbits and goats and llamas. What other exotic animals did you get to meet?
There was this really cute Shetland pony, like, foal there. Goats, rabbits, llamas, just every pet possible.
Every pet possible.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that sounds fantastic.
It was so much fun.
Okay.
Mother's Day is this weekend, and what better way to honor mothers everywhere than the 11th annual Cardva Mother's Day Run for Safe Families. This family-friendly 5K run or walk benefits Cardva, the Center Against Rape and Domestic Violence. The money raised will fund Cardva's shelter program, advocacy services, and Cardva's community education program. Check-in for the event is Saturday at 8 a.m. in the parking lot at 2nd Street and Western Boulevard in downtown Corvallis. If you'd like to participate, you'd better hurry. Online registration closes tomorrow.
Want to know where you can find the latest concert or get an update on the music news scene? Look no further. Tonight, KBVR Promotions Director Lauren Lamani is here to give us the beat on our music news segment.
Thanks, Hayden. Remember KBVR FM's Taste of Weird Winter Rock show with bands Manx, Ninja Turtle, Ninja Tiger, and A Happy Death? Well, if you liked what you heard there, Ninja Turtle, Ninja Tiger is coming back to Corvallis next Thursday, May 9th, and will be playing at Bombs Away Cafe. If that's not cool enough, you have a chance to win free tickets to the show. All you need to do is call into the station at 541-737-4962 and talk to a DJ to get your name in the drawing. KBVR FM has new promo gear on the way. If you're interested in getting some new stickers, guitar picks, and other gear, feel free to come see us in the quad this Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you haven't gotten your KBVR t-shirt order in yet, you still have time, but the deadline is quickly approaching. May 15th is the final day to get those orders in, so act fast. And in TV music news, last week, In the Pines gave us a little history on local Corvallis record store, Happy Trails. Tonight we have
the experience of coming into a store like this is very different from shopping on Amazon or shopping on, whatever online or iTunes or whatever else. And I think that's one of the things that we try to bring is the sort of the community aspect of it.
In the Pines also spoke with students about their reactions to the lineup of the Flat Tail Music Festival. If you missed the episode, you can catch up with In the Pines on YouTube, Facebook, or KBVR.com. And that's what's going on in music news. Back to you, Hayden and Molly.
Well, thanks, Lauren. Well, that's all the news we have for you tonight. I'm Hayden Wilcox.
And I'm Molly Jones. We're glad you could join us this evening.
For more of your Beaver News, you can find us on Facebook, watch us on YouTube, and like us on Twitter @Beaver News. Have a good night.